Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. All right, I know I fly this plane a lot, but I just absolutely love it. This is the Dynam Tucano, and I just love flying it. So let's take it out the field. We're going to do a morning sortie and have a little bit of fun with it. All right, meet you at the field. First, I got to put the plane down first and meet you out there. Hey folks, all right, little morning sortie with a Dynam Tucano. I just had to. I know I've flown this plane a lot, but I just love flying this plane. I really do. All right, run a 2600 4S HRB, actually a brand new pack. I think it's maybe, yeah. So I think this is the first run on this pack. So anyways, all right, here we go. Timer set for 5 minutes.
Timer reset.
Let's start. Go ahead and take off flaps and let's take her on up.
The flaps are up now.
Probably could actually move that battery even further forward. She's flying like she's a little bit tail heavy. Oh yeah, she snap rolls great, as I just showed you. A little bit of a knife edge there.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
This is one great flying plane. Absolutely fabulous flying plane. I tell you what, that Lemon RX Gen 2, it's got this plane, I know, that overused phrase, locked in so well though.
Landing flaps.
You know what?
Flaps are up now.
Definitely don't even need.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Wow. What a smooth flyer. Such a smooth flying plane. Lights coming right at me.
The gear is down. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can see all my gears down. I tell you what, that new controller they've got in Dynam is so reliable. I have yet to have a single malfunction with a gear on this thing.
Landing flaps. The flaps are up now.
A little touch and go there. I don't know what it's like to fly when there's no wind. This is such an unusual sensation for me. Really, I don't. All right, I've still got a minute and 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and go down here. We'll take off from this direction. Get one more takeoff and landing. Love the lights.
Takeoff flaps.
Man, what a great flying plane.
1 minute. The flaps are up now.
What we'll do is we'll land from that direction down there, from the sun. Try not to get blinded.
Landing flaps.
All right.
The flaps are up now.
All right, there you go.
30 seconds.
What an absolutely fabulous flying plane. It really is. All right,
Prop is secured.
take a look at this. Take a look at this beautiful thing. People know they don't like the color. I'll tell you, I love the color. I'll be honest, I didn't like it when I first saw the advertisement for it. But now that I own it, and I've been flying this sucker around, I'll tell you what, I love the way I love the color. To me, it looks really good. Put a clear, you don't even need a clear coat because it's comes so shiny out of the box, but I put one on as a protectant. But, all right, let's take it back to the bench and we'll get you a battery report. Oh gosh, I had the timer set for 5 minutes. I had 28 seconds left, but check this out. I still got 53% left. And that's where I've got the 2600 HRB tucked just inside there. And she CG's, well, she actually, to me, I could probably even go a little further, a little bit further forward, because she seemed like she was a little bit tail heavy, but she flew just fine. And I tell you what, that's a good looking bird right there. All right. Well, we'll get you a complete rundown back in the man cave. All right. God bless y'all. God is good. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks, how you doing, man? I tell you what, we just went out there and flew this. You like my shirt now? This is my new shirt. It says, see what it says? Bear attack tip. If attacked, play dead. It will be good practice for when you die a few minutes later. Anyways, I tell you, I don't know why I put that in there. I actually had a great time flying this morning, and I got to tell you, and I flew it this morning. This is this evening, but I absolutely had a great time flying. This is one of the most smooth flying planes. I actually had two flights. The second one I didn't fly. I didn't film. I just filmed the first one, but the second one went just as well, and actually had the better landings. But of course, they weren't filmed, but this thing is just so, I know that phrase, locked in, but it's just so smooth. I mean, just straight linear lines and just precise movements, and it just flew so well, so very well. And I'm sorry, you know, people have heartache about Dynam, and I used to be really bad about that too. You know, the old joke was, you know, working Dynam with working retracts. Well, that's fine, you know, Bigfoot riding a unicorn that day. But this thing here, if Dynam continues with this kind of quality and this kind of reliability in a plane, yeah, they're going to be big contenders, provided we can even afford to buy stuff, depending on how this tariff crap ends up. But I want you to look at this gear real quick, okay? That's that new controller at work. And you know, it sounds like it's laboring, but it hasn't failed yet. And I don't even know how many flights I have. Now, I will tell you this, I don't care who makes the retract or who does it. Don't get in the habit of cycling your gear up like that, okay? It is a servo. you are putting undue stress by doing it, you know, upside down, okay? Let the gravity give it a little bit of help. That's what it's designed for. I don't care how, I mean, you can see how many planes I got. A lot of these have retracts, and I try to make it a point to do my retracts this way, what they're designed for. When you do it upside down, that's not how they're designed. Now, just for testing once in a while, that's fine, but for the most part, let the gravity give the retract a little bit of help. But that's just my little experience point there. As far as this thing goes, I got the AR6. I said there in the video that I had a Lemon RX Gen 2. I have a lot of those, and I use a lot of them, and they're great receivers, but I forgot this one actually has the Spectrum AR631 in it, so duh. But let's go over our rates and how I flew this morning. I flew in my high rates, and I use 100% throws, 30% expo, and I believe that's on everything. Yeah, well, 50% throws on the rudder. But let me show you just what that looks like, okay? That's your ailerons, that's your elevator, and that's your rudder. And like I say, the only thing is I got 50% expo on that. Now, that's that gyro working.
Safe mode.
There's safe.
AS3X manual
And there's
mode.
manual mode.
AS3X mode.
The plane flies absolutely phenomenally. Let me show you that phenomenally. I don't know if phenomenally is a word or not, but phenomenally. It flies phenomenally. We're making up our own vocabulary here on Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, there is no mix needed for your flaps, okay? I did notice that she wants to rise a little bit whenever I put takeoff flaps in or landing flaps in, but, you know, honestly, the more I think about it, lots of times I'll do that, but when you're coming in for a land, you're coming down anyways. And so, really, if you have a little bit of rise, well then, unless it's just like dreadfully high, dreadfully ballooning on you, or deadfully diving on you, you know, a little bit of rise when you deploy flaps when you're flying straight and level is not that big of a deal. All right, but these are my settings. Negative 100%. This is on Spectrum. Negative 100% for flaps up. Takeoff. Are 50%. You see, they're not that much. And then landing is 100%. Now, you really can't go much further than that because it rides on that bomb. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But this plane, well, y'all saw in the video, the plane flies phenomenally. Now, I have glued on my bombs, mainly because I just didn't want to have to keep up with them. And the plane flies great with the bombs, so I'm used to them. Oh, yeah, my AS3X Plus settings, because I do have that kind of receiver in there. I believe it's one-time gains, if I remember. Yeah, one-time gains. My AS3X settings themselves are on roll, pitch, and yaw, 35, 45, and 53 on yaw. Don't ask me how I came about that. Priority all at 140, roll, pitch, and yaw. Heading I didn't do anything with, left it at 0. Stop lock, I have it at 35, 35, and 35, which is the default. And same thing default with release rate of 55, 55, and 75. Don't have nose wheel gyro. Gain sensitivity is at 1. Flap deployment is on 2 second deployment. And, you know, you can get 5 minutes of flying out of this. I have a 2600 4S in there right now, shoved pretty well forward. But let me show you CG real quick. I like to do CG with the way the plane is going to land because that's when it's the most crucial. But if you look at the wheel well, the CG is 78 to 83 milliliters back from the leading edge, okay? And that puts it right there. Well, if you don't want to mark your plane like I do, just feel for that wheel well there and put your finger just in front of that wheel well. And that is where she perfectly CGs at right there. Okay, now this is a warbird, okay? So for it to be wanting to favor nose heavy is fine. She's pretty level right there, but she's kind of favoring nose heavy. But, all right, there you go. That's the CG. And just a good flying plane. It really is. Dynam, if you continue with this type of production quality, then you're going to be doing great. Now, Dynam, this is for Dynam. You do need to watch your quality control when it comes. Like this is supposed to have had the channel is supposed to be embossed, actually molded into the bottom of the rudder that would go into the channel of the end of the rudder. Well, this, or the end of the fuselage here, where the rudder secures. Well, mine didn't have that, okay? So someone missed that, and also my fuse didn't have the channel to go, and there was no device or anything in the kit to enable me to secure the bottom of that rudder. So I took my own knife and I cut in and I put a CA hinge in there and secured it into place. So that was a big miss on Dynam there. But anyways, this is a great flying plane. And when I had problems when I first got it, the front nose was all crunched up and everything. The motor had a horrible whine to it. And the decals were horribly messed up. This thing looks great compared to what I had. And I took some pictures and I said, look, you know, I'm one of the first people to get this plane. I think I'm one of the first people to review it over here. And, you know, look at this. You know, what are you going to do? And they said, well, we want you happy. And so they sent me out an entirely new fuse. And I don't just mean just the fuse. I mean everything you see here minus the prop and the wings, okay, and the tail. The motor, the gear, everything was installed. They even gave me a new canopy. All I had to do was bolt on these wings and this tail feathers, and I was in the prop, and I was ready to go. So they took care of me. I said, well, do you want the old fuse back? They said, no, you keep that. So I said, okay. I mean, I had motor, ESC, everything shipped to me. So they take care of you. If you have a genuine problem, just make sure you take a picture, take a little video, and then send it to them. But just a great flying plane. It's one of the best Dynam I've ever had. And I've had most of the Dynams. I really have. And yeah, Dynams can be a little sketchy sometimes. You have to do some work. You have to do a little thinking out of the box. But then again, you know, they're 30%, 40% cheaper than their contemporaries. So, you know, it's a trade-off. But if you're willing to do a little bit of work, other than this one, you're rewarded with a great flying plane that you can get many years of fun with. Now, this one here, other than that tail issue, and they taking care of me, it went to like my E-flite planes or my FMS planes. It was great. And it flies wonderfully, flies phenomenal. Well, having watched the video a while ago. All right, well, thank you for watching, folks. And this is Fat Guy Flyers RC. You can get this at FPV Builds up in West Babylon. Hey, Anthony. Or you can get it from Dynam Direct, whichever one you want. That's only two places that have something in the United States, okay? So that shouldn't be that big of a problem with the evil tariff stuff that's going on, if it's already here. So I don't know about new stock. I don't know what we're going to be looking at with that stuff. So, all right, well, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. God is good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then Tucanos. Bye-bye.